Well, an African court has ordered the former president of Chad, Hissene Habre, to pay reparations to thousands of people for crimes committed against them during his 8 years in office. Now, the search is on for Habre's assets to fund his victims' compensation. VOA senior investigative analyst Jeffrey Young reports.
Former Chad President Hissene Habre has been ordered by an international court to pay millions of dollars in reparations to his victims and their survivors. Habre was convicted of ordering the deaths of some 40,000 people and the rape, torture, and improper detention of others. Ousted from office in 1990, Habre lived for years in exile. The 73-year-old Habre was arrested in 2013 on charges of crimes against humanity. A special African Union court, the Extraordinary African Chambers Tribunal, or EAC, was created to try him in Senegal. Proceedings began in July 2015, and a guilty verdict and life sentence were handed down this past May. Habre, whose legal team is appealing the verdict and sentence, has refused to recognize the legality of the proceedings and the court's action. Because of that, Habre also refuses to pay these reparations. That, according to his official attorney, Francois Serret, in this exclusive interview via Skype.
Mr. Habre is not guilty of any crime alleged by the court, so therefore he is not intending to pay anything to anyone.
The tribunal awarded those who were raped or forced into sexual slavery nearly $34,000. Victims of torture and improper detention are to receive more than $25,000. And the tribunal ordered that survivors of those who were killed should get almost $17,000. These reparations will go to more than 4,700 people or their survivors. The significance of the tribunal's reparations order is explained via Skype by the director of the London-based victims' rights NGO Redress, Carla Firstman.
The first thing that's important is its symbolic value in underscoring that the victims suffered, and they suffered greatly. And it recognizes how important it is that victims should have some kind of remedy, financial or otherwise, in order to move forward with their lives.
Habre didn't leave office with empty pockets. It's widely reported that the day before he fled Chad for Senegal, he stole 3.32 billion francs, worth 5.7 million at current rates. And that's believed to be only a part of what Habre took during his presidency. But hunting down that loot and seizing it can be a daunting task. Money can be stashed in shell companies and tax havens, concealed by whoever owns and controls the companies. So far, the tribunal has been able to seize only Habre's house in Senegal and a few relatively small bank accounts. Whatever is found will go into a trust fund for Habre's victims set up by the African Union Court, which is also seeking outside donors, as explained via Skype by Amnesty International Africa's senior legal advisor, Erica Bussi.
As it's probably the case that Habre's assets will not be sufficient to provide the significant amount of reparations that's been ordered, it is open to contributions from foreign governments, from intergovernmental organizations, and the African Union is expected to launch a fundraising campaign for this fund. So I think in the end, that's probably where the compensation will come from.
Because Habre's crimes took place while he was president of Chad, it was argued in court that Chad should be held responsible for providing compensation to the victims. However, the court did not designate Chad's current government as a responsible party, so it was not ordered to pay. Habre is the first former African leader to be convicted and punished by another country for crimes committed while in office. Rights activists say that with this precedent established, it is time for more of the continent's so-called strong men to be brought to justice.